audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. 3, 1, go! Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. LoveLine, coast to coast.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam, that's Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. This is the best of LoveLine. Drew?
Yeah.
But you're here.
Yeah, I'm here. Well, I'm not really here. I'm here right now, but I'm not here now.
You're freaking me out, man. All right, tonight on the Best of LoveLine, Kevin Nealon, you know from Saturday Night Live and his new show. His name I can't remember right now. Fairuza Balk will be in here, Foo Fighters.
She's fun.
Nikki Sixx and Donna D'Erico. Wilmer Valderrama from That 70s Show, and the great Willie Nelson in here tonight as well.
Story.
This is better than any show we could ever provide.
Oh, are you kidding? Yeah.
Way better.
Way better.
All right, so let's get it started with Kevin Nealon. Kevin Nealon is our guest tonight. Kevin is from the Conspiracy Zone, which is 9 o'clock. Kevin, what do you... I always enjoyed you on Weekend Update all those years on Saturday Night Live. What do you think of it today? I liked Norm a lot, too, but the new crew, Tina Fey and Tina Yothers, I believe, two people named Tina? No, Tina Fey and... what's his nose? What's the other guy? Jimmy Fallon. I enjoy the news format a lot. I think the writing is fine, but I don't like the team, and I don't like them giggling.
Yeah. Well, everybody comes to the Weekend Update with their own kind of, style.
Yes.
And, when I took over from Dennis, some people were happy, some people weren't happy. They liked the way Dennis did it. And then when Norm took over from me, same thing, So I think it's all about change on that show. People get used to a certain format, a certain way that people do it. And then when someone else comes along, they're either happy or they're not about it.
Would how much of that writing would you do each week?
Well, that was the thing. The writers didn't like to write for the Weekend Update segment because it wasn't a glorifying writing job. Like on Monday, nobody would say by the water cooler, hey, did you hear that joke about,
right,
whoever on Weekend Update? They would be talking about the characters. Hey, did you see that sketch?
Right.
So what they would have to do is they would put out a breakfast spread up in the writers' wing, Saturday morning. Mm-hmm. And they, it was great. It was like pancakes and eggs, trying to entice the writers to come up and write, like at 11 in the morning, 10 o'clock. And then they have stacks of AP photos and all the newspapers. So I would be
Saturday morning? I mean, that day?
That day, yeah. But before that, leading up to that, and you'd only get a few writers coming up. And most of them just came up to eat and read the paper. A few of them would write and do the jokes. So the rest of it, I was writing or I was having comics fax me in jokes and I'd pay them.
Oh, really?
$50 a joke, yeah.
But the bulk of it would take place on a Saturday, day of the show?
Generally from the writers on the show. The rest,
right.
the rest I would get together, or we had a Weekend Update producer, Herb Sargent, who would write some. And then the last year I was doing it, I was able to hire a writer just to write for that.
And what was the normal schedule for you? Let's say your last year there. Would you show up on a Monday?
Yeah, I get up on Monday and I shower.
Hold on. Shower.
Monday. Turn the alarm off. Shower.
Monday. Turn the alarm off?
Yeah, then go back to bed. No, I'd go in. Everybody would go in about 6 o'clock, and they'd meet the host in Lorne Michaels' office, and we'd all pitch our ideas, and a lot of them were just kind of pseudo ideas.
That's a Monday?
Yeah, Monday evening.
Right.
Tuesday, people would start filing in the evening.
Really?
Yeah, and for some reason, people like to write at night, all night long, and and then kind of turn their sketches in at 6 in the morning in their socks, and
really,
yeah, and I couldn't do that long. I was on the show for 9 years, and the first couple of years I started doing that, but after that, I would start writing on Monday,
right,
and then Tuesday afternoon, and try to be home by 11 or 12 that night. So then after you write all those sketches, then Wednesday they have a table read of all the sketches that were written, and that got longer and longer as the cast got bigger and bigger,
right.
And then they'd pick, like 10 sketches out of that table read that evening. You kind of wait around to see if your sketch got picked.
Wednesday evening.
Yeah. And then Thursday, the band would come in and rehearse, and then they start blocking some of the sketches that were picked. Mm-hmm. Friday, the same thing. Then you rehearse at in the evening with the costumes. Or no, that was Saturday. Saturday.
Dress rehearsal.
Saturday during the day, yeah, you rehearse with your costumes, and then they have dress rehearsal at 8 o'clock. They go in about 2 sketches heavy, and then on the live show, they cut 2 sketches or so.
Oh, they would?
Yeah. They want to see which ones work better during the dress.
Oh, I see. And how how prepared? I mean, I guess it varied from week to week, but were there weeks when you were sort of flying by the seat of your pants? I mean, stuff wasn't finished, stuff wasn't ready.
Well,
a lot
yeah.
of question marks floating around.
Well, Lorne Michaels always used to say the show is never ready to go on. It's just time to go on. You know,
Right.
And that was basically true because there'd be a lot of rewriting in between the dress show and the air show. There'd be
Right.
writer rooms like off of the studio, and they would be scribbling on and getting it to the PAs, and they'd be typing it up and getting it to the cue cards.
Right.
And Lauren would be shuffling the sketches to see we're going to put this one here up front more because that was a stronger one, and this is going to go near the end.
It just seems like the pressure cooker.
It is a pressure cooker, and sometimes you'd go out there for the live show not even knowing what the changes were,
Right.
and you'd just be relying on the cue cards.
Wow.
That's why you see a lot of the actors on that show or the host looking
At the cue
like
card.
they're reading
Yeah.
from the cue cards because it changes so much.
Right. Interesting. I've never really got the full schedule
Are
breakdown.
people free to kind of go with their own stuff if something starts kicking their fancy?
That almost never happened when I was there.
Huh.
One time, Chris Farley got caught on it. He was supposed to be pulled from the weekend update desk. He had a cable on and a harness. He was supposed to fly out over the audience, and he
Right, got caught up, right?
hooked up on something, and he couldn't get free. So we just kind of vamped for a little bit there until he got free.
Yeah, well, I would imagine if you're doing the sketch and everything's on cue cards and stuff, it's going
Yeah.
to be tough to
Get off it.
go your own direction.
Yeah, a lot of
too
people
far.
ask. They said, "You improvise a lot on that show. You come up with stuff, and you really don't. You're doing."
No, I know. And they make you feel like a pussy for saying no, but it's not that you can't improvise. It's that if you try to improvise in the middle of a bunch of written
You'll never
material
get back.
with other people who
Right.
are on the copy,
Right.
it's going to screw everything up.
Exactly.
Ron,
Yeah.
you're 29.
Yes, sir, I am.
Nealon can't improvise. Did you hear? Pass the word.
But he's funny.
Dude, I like that.
He's funny, but, you know,
Can't improvise, and people don't know he's funny.
the two things that people don't know about Nealon.
I don't know how to tell you this. Have we met before, guys?
You look familiar.
Yeah.
Where would we have met you?
Through Michelle. Why bring her last name into it?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Who cares? Now I know.
Do you?
No, I have no idea.
You mentioned this name to me off the air because I got on the phone with him for a second. That's someone I've never met, although we know her sister.
I don't know who her sister is
Yeah, you
either.
do. You do.
I do?
Yeah.
All right. We can't say her name?
No.
Why?
Guys.
That's bad for the person?
Michelle Pfeiffer, he said.
Oh, Michelle Pfeiffer?
You remember Michelle Pfeiffer?
Well, we know Dee Dee Pfeiffer.
Dee Dee, right, we know
well,
Dee
she's
Dee.
been on the show a couple times.
Right. We know Dee Dee.
Not as funny as Kevin Nealon. Almost.
Can improvise
Not
well.
quite. Can improvise, ironically.
Yeah, she's very good at it.
Ron?
Guys, either I'm as crazy as a loon, or I'm telling you, I told you guys a bunch of lies so you would believe me about something bad about September 11th.
I'm going with the loon part.
Okay. If that's cool, that's...
Well, what would Michelle Pfeiffer have to do with this?
I believe, I'm telling you, I believe, and I could find out for sure. I could go through documents to find out. But
Please.
there's a very expensive place or piece of property right near my house, and she used to own it.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Michelle
Or her
Pfeiffer
fam-
did.
Or her family. I don't know who.
Yes.
Okay? Whose name it was, I don't know.
Don't tell me it was the World Trade Towers.
No.
No.
No, sir.
All right. You're calling from Maryland.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay.
It's just a local mansion, a historic.
All right. Her family owned that.
Okay.
All right.
Once upon a time, we had a conversation. She knew that I listened to the show. I told her about being molested. Okay. She went on the show, and then when she did without permission, she called. She called me.
Okay. Well, she's never been on this show.
Never.
Never.
Talking about Michelle Pfeiffer?
Never been on this show. We've never met her.
Oh, sorry, buddy.
All right, guys, can you tell me about paranoia then?
Yeah? Well, they have medication for that.
Right. Do you do speed?
No. The only
Cocaine?
thing I do is cigarettes and coffee. That's it.
What do you do for a living?
I just quit my job because this stuff has been bothering me.
The Michelle Pfeiffer stuff?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds like some sort of delusional preoccupation, and you ought to see someone about that. It can be a lot of different things. It could even be medical problems. So you ought to go to a doctor, start out, tell him about these things you've been feeling, because you don't sound psychotic. You know what I mean? He's got this fixed delusion
No.
in this one area.
I'll tell you what bothers me most about Michelle Pfeiffer is that her live-in lover for many years was the Indian guy from Short Circuit. Yeah, remember that movie?
Oh, yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't really Indian, was he?
No, he was just a fine actor who apparently could improvise. Yeah.
So what is Michelle Pfeiffer saying to him?
I wouldn't even get into it. Something about September 11th.
Fisher Stevens is his name, yeah.
Because I've gotten a few calls from her myself.
Have you? About September 11th?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But it was September 11th, 1985.
Yeah, different 11th. So apparently Ron knows he's a little insane in the membrane, right?
He's aware this thing is preoccupying him abnormally to the point where he had to quit his job.
So he's got to get some medication, yes?
He's got to get a diagnosis.
What's his move? Go to
a general doctor, talk about this, make sure it's not a medical problem.
Ron?
Yeah.
Go to a doctor, buddy.
Okay.
They got some pills and they're going to help you.
Well, look, it can be brain tumor. All kinds of wild stuff can cause these symptoms.
A brain tumor could make you think you're getting calls from Michelle Pfeiffer?
I wouldn't say that specifically, but
is that a Pfeiffer tumor?
Lots of organic problems can cause these kinds of delusions.
All right. So get yourself some help, Ron. And by the way, I really respect Ron for starting off nutty, having us honestly say, listen, we never had that conversation, and him hearing us and saying, well, there must be something up with me.
And that's why I went down the organic path.
And right now he's pacing his living room and he's saying, liars, they're liars.
He may go to that. He may go to that point. But a real, most people with psychoses don't have insight.
Right.
They can't see that they're psychotic. They can't tell.
Right. Let's talk to Eric, who's 18. Eric?
There we are. Eric?
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. I have two friends, and they live together, and they're engaged, and they're both virgins, and they say they're saving themselves for each other. And last Friday, the girl came over, and we were at my house, and we were watching movies, and I accidentally slept with her, I guess.
Accidentally? Huh.
All right.
Accidentally.
Sure.
Well, that happens.
Yeah.
So now what?
And so I want to know, it's kind of ethical dilemma if I should tell him or not.
Well, why would you want to tell him?
I wouldn't want their marriage to be tainted by that.
It would be tainted if you tell them.
First, you should tell her that you slept with her.
She may not know.
No, she knows it.
Are they both 18?
Well, actually, he's 19.
Oh, well, that makes all the difference then.
Well, now you have to.
Yeah.
No, hey, Eric?
This is a good case in point for why people shouldn't be getting married at 18.
All right, but don't say anything.
Secondly, there's an interesting sort of, I wouldn't even call it a theory, but some people think they've observed this kind of behavior in women not uncommonly, where they go have a fling just before they get married. And one of the theories is that they're trying to collect all that alpha male genetic material before they settle down with the guy that's going to father the children.
Right, but does that theory still count when she drank 11 Mike's Hard Lemonades and he entered her while she was passed out?
Yeah, but that doesn't count if she's passed out.
I
But
see.
he didn't pursue this. She came over and sort of did her thing.
Let me get this straight. So they will sleep, they'll do a last fling and sleep with a guy to get that alpha
male genetics.
How
They
do you-
settle down with a parenting type guy, but they want the gene from the alpha male to make the children.
Let me tell you.
Oh,
see what I'm saying?
Kevin,
they'll actually get the gene.
We're both on the losing end of that proposition. Do you understand?
I guess so.
We're not the last fling guy.
Right.
You're
We're
the settle
the,
down. Well,
sit
you actually
home
neither.
and,
So what the hell?
Why do you smell like fruit guy? You smell like fruit and anchovies. Where have you been? Hey, Eric?
Yeah.
You sound very remorseful.
You just sound anxious. You sound kind of
No,
nervous.
he sounds like an idiot is what he sounds like.
Oh, well.
I don't even know if I believe you, but if this is true,
Keep to yourself.
that's right. Nothing good ever came from
If
the
you want to do
truth.
anything, convince them not to get married at 18. Tell them to wait 10
Oh,
years.
don't even. He sounded sort of proud of himself, which is
He just sounded sort of like
he
freaked out about it. a
no
little bit.
he
Well, what happens if he doesn't tell him, but she ends up telling him?
That's what she'll do when he's
when
3 years from now.
when he bangs one of her friends.
That's right. Then she'll
down the road.
Yeah,
women
right.
don't tell unless they need the ammunition.
They hold it.
Yeah, they hang on to it.
Randy?
Yeah.
Randy was gushing.
Oh,
I
that's
knew you'd
right.
bring him
Oh,
back.
that's right. No, I forgot.
How did you guys
Randy,
meet?
you want to know how we met?
Yeah, man, because I'm pretty sure everybody would want to know. You know,
Okay.
those that got help from you guys.
All right, thank you.
And then I'll tell you how I met these guys.
Drew,
met
how
you-
did we meet?
I met Kevin at Politically Incorrect last week. I think that's how we ended up here.
How did you and I meet?
We met because you were doing. Why are you asking me to tell this story? You know I'm a crappy storyteller.
I think this was the same question the last time I was on, about
Really?
three or 4 years ago.
It may have just seemed like I was telling it for 3 years. That's the thing.
Let me see if I can remember. You were working as a masseuse at the time,
Yes,
masseuse.
yes.
And Adam, you had come in
Right.
for a massage.
I had a lot of tension, and you know what? I was storing it in my neck.
Yeah.
When he asked for a happy release, I didn't know what he was talking about.
That's right, but you found out.
Anyway, I was doing this show for many, many years, and the little fledgling radio station became this big radio station, and Adam ended up doing a character on the morning show that I had heard, and we met through actually Ann Wilkins, our producer here.
What was the character?
Producer.
Mr. Burcham, the woodshop teacher. And,
Perverted
yeah.
Vietnam vet woodshop teacher.
was popular, and Drew used to listen
And
to that character and enjoyed it.
And when they started to do a TV show, the guy I was doing with at the time, Ricky Rackman, didn't sort of passed, and I kind of thought Adam might be able to handle it.
Yeah. So Drew found me.
Yeah, I found him.
And I'll tell you
he's
how I
given me
met
no
these guys.
credit for it, and I've regretted it ever since. There you go.
Right.
I met these guys. I wasn't that familiar with the show, and I knew one of them was a doctor, and I wasn't sure which one. I thought it was Adam. I thought it was Dr. Adam and Drew. And I came in, and I started just laying all my problems on Adam, these medical things. And I realized then he wasn't the doctor. It was Dr. Drew.
And I, having heard all that, realized we had somebody really
We
problematic.
had someone
Yeah, and
deeply,
so we-
deeply troubled.
Yeah.
Sean,
Hey,
you're 27?
yeah.
What's up?
Hey, Kevin. I was wondering, like, do you ever get people, like, when you get, like, you get some, like...
Oh, I know what you're going to ask me. Yeah, I get them once in a while, but not that often.
It's tough, though, isn't it, when they do that?
Yeah, because...
How do you handle it?
Well, it doesn't happen that often. Once in a while, I'll get people that'll,
Well, seriously,
and
we got to be specific in this show. How often does it happen, do you think?
I'd say maybe once a month.
Wow, it's got to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even happen that often where I could say once a month. Maybe
Really?
once every couple of months.
How about you, Adam? Does that happen once in a while, too?
Happens once every about 5 weeks. So probably about the
Same
same
thing.
as Kevin.
All right.
Same with you, Drew?
I know. It's never happened to me.
Sean,
Yeah,
what about you? How do you handle it when it happens to you?
I'm wondering, like, you got a show coming up, and it might be between you and somebody else, and somebody's talking smack. Oh, I don't think Kevin should do the show. I think somebody else should do it. Blah, blah, blah.
I had that conversation with my agent earlier today. He wanted Nealon to do something. I said, blah, blah, blah. It should be someone else. Yeah. So
How do you like say, I think I should do it over somebody else?
I'm not really sure what your question is. You mean like if my name comes up to do a show and somebody else thinks somebody else should do it, I'm a little lost.
restate the question, Sean, please.
In a sentence.
All right, so you're gonna do Friday night, and like one of your peers is like, oh, I think I should do it instead of Kevin. I'm a little bit funnier than Kevin.
Well, that happens
I
all
think
the
I should
time.
do the
Yeah.
show.
Those people are working, though.
Yeah.
They have gigs.
Well, everybody in Hollywood pretty much says that when somebody gets a job. They say, well, I think I should be doing that job.
Right.
I'm funnier.
Sean is 27, and my kids express themselves in exactly this manner.
Sean, what
They're 9.
what type of construction do you do? Drywall? You do framing, roofing?
Roofing.
Roofing?
I do picture framing.
Picture framing.
Yeah.
You're back there working that chop saw all day?
No, well, I chopped my finger off, though, the other day.
Oh, you did?
Everything okay?
It's not in the frame, is it?
What's that?
It's not like behind the matting in somebody's picture, is it?
Well, yeah.
No. Which finger did you chop off?
I chopped off my middle finger,
On which hand?
my left hand.
How'd you do that?
I was a little careless. I had my finger up on the straight cutter and
Yeah.
You know, Sean,
ran the razor
you should
blade.
listen. You should hire Sean for
Razor blade?
crank anchors. Adam,
What
seriously.
what kind of chop saw? What kind of miter saw do you guys
Can I
use?
just ask, were they able to reattach it?
yeah, they did. They
did.
put some.
That's a medical term, by the way, reattach.
They did, but the picture's still attached to the finger, so it presents a problem, especially when he's signaling.
There's a little bit of blood on the picture, but
Okay. Sean, did you ever suffered any brain injuries, any head trauma?
I had a testicular surgery I had a torsion of the testicle.
Yeah, that's not where the brains are located so much.
Any ever hit your head?
No.
No.
How far did you go in school?
I went.
Second base.
I graduated from high school.
Okay. That school should be shut down. It should be carpet bomb, that school.
All right.
Did you ever lose a finger in shop class?
No.
All right, buddy. You don't have kids, do you?
No, I sure don't.
Good
job.
Good
Way to
times,
go,
buddy.
Sean.
Don't get anyone pregnant. And I'm glad you asked that question about Kevin and how he feels about other people and how they feel about him.
Yeah, I was just wondering if he ever gets like somebody is trying to like stiff him over for the job.
Right. Well, it's a cutthroat business.
In television?
This,
No.
comedy.
Well, I think Tom Cruise did that to me in Mission Impossible. I was up for that.
You're up for two or first
all
one
of
or
them.
two?
All of them.
Oh, one?
Both.
Yeah.
Wow, twice.
And also, Spider-Man. I was up for that. And someone stiffed me on that one.
Toby gave me the
McGuire,
shit on that one.
Yeah. So you
Tough town.
you gotta go with the flow, man. You gotta be resilient in this business.
Well, the important thing is you landed on your feet. You didn't do Spider-Man, but you are in the new TNN.
Yeah.
And I think the joke's on Toby now.
I think so. I think he sees what's happened.
Alex?
Yeah. Hello?
Alexis?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Sean.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Tara, Sean there, line 4. What did he say to you? How did he phrase his question when he was talking to you?
I had to rephrase it with him. Are you pushing the button?
Yes, we hear
I
you.
had to rephrase it with him like 5 times.
Okay, but remember,
We should have a rule. If you rephrase it once, pow.
Remember about 45 minutes ago when I walked in there and I said, we need guys who can speak English? Like, I can't have guys who can't form a sentence. Remember that? And you said, yeah, okay.
But wasn't that the best call of the night so far?
Probably was.
I like Sean. Don't get me wrong.
Okay. Oh, no, he's a wonderful, wonderful individual. He's a dynamite individual.
We'll talk.
All right.
We'll be back.
LoveLine will be right back, so get your problems ready.
Hey. No!
Cannot have.
No, cannot have. It is LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew over there. Firuza Balk is our guest. Firuza, you know from her many movies.
Firuza sort of wandered to the back of the building and vanished.
Yeah.
Seriously, she just kind of wandered out.
Yeah. She's, I like Firuza, actually.
Because she laughs at your stuff.
Yeah. I'd like Mussolini if he laughed at my stuff.
That is God's truth.
Yeah. She's petite, more petite in real life. Than,
You know why she
you would
likes
think. Why does she like me?
Because she likes the talkers. Her boyfriend talks twice as much as you.
Oh, really?
Sitting in here, I don't even know what's going on with the show tonight. I haven't heard a word.
Wow, I like that. She likes the rambling guys. Couldn't talk his way out of that ticket he got on the way in, though. Firuza has a movie out called Deuces Wild, which is that greaser movie, 50s movie, in the
I have a strange feeling she left.
in the theaters as we speak.
There she is.
Maybe she thought it was over. Nikki,
Hey.
you're 19.
Yep.
Well, look what the cat
she
dragged
is.
in.
Hey.
Firuza Balk, everybody. So nice of you to join us,
Good thing we're not doing a
Firuza.
live radio show or anything.
Yeah.
I was playing with the Rottweiler. I'm sorry.
I'm glad
Unacceptable.
because I wanted to talk to her.
Oh, good.
Hi.
Here she is.
What's up?
Not much. What's up with you?
I just want to tell you that. I'm sorry, I'm kind of nervous.
What's your name?
My name's Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
Hey, I just want to tell you that The Return to Oz is like one of my favorite childhood movies ever. I mean, even though it traumatized me because it was so damn scary, but it was awesome.
How old were you when you saw it?
God, I don't know. Must have been like. I remember seeing it really little, maybe around 8.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is shock therapy in there and stuff that most children's movies don't have.
Yeah, what was that? I remember when that got reviewed, and it was really weird.
Yeah, they tore it up. They just attacked
because it was like a kids movie that was heavy, right?
Well, it was more like a surrealist film. I mean, it's really surreal. If you promoted it as that, everyone would, believe you. But they promoted it as a children's film, and, the kids got pretty scared. There's a witch that takes her head on and off, and
That is the best part.
yeah, thank you.
what
I'm
is
glad
that?
you like that.
Is that like
I loved it. The lunch pails and the little talking hen and everything. I wanted her so bad. I was like, I need that.
was it like 89 or something, or when was
I
that?
don't know. It was a long time ago.
You were pretty young.
Yeah, I was a baby.
Yeah, I just you don't remember what year that was?
I don't.
Return on Oz, 85.
Yeah, like the mid to late 80s.
Mid-8, 1985.
So how
Yeah.
small are you, Feruza? Because I'm pretty small
How
too.
small? I'm like, well, I tell everybody I'm 5'4", but I think I'm like 5'3" and a bit.
Oh, I'm smaller than you still. Oh, well.
Hey, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Yeah, well, you're still growing, right?
Yeah, I hope.
Don't
Women stop in 1920.
No.
Anyway, well,
That's so unfair.
For Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
I recently had a pap smear, like last week,
Uh-huh.
and they did a test for chlamydia,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just curious how, if it does come back positive, which I'm praying to God it doesn't, is there any way of knowing like how long it's been inside, or how long it's been inside you?
Really, no. About the best you can do is sort of try to figure out from your partners who might have given it to you.
Yeah, well, I've only had 2, so it would be kind of easy, but
All right.
still,
And if obviously if there's no scarring or no sort of chronic inflammation, but they're not going to be looking in there and biopsying things, and they're just going to detect whether it's there or not. And then it's a pretty simple thing to treat these days. There's actually a single dose of an antibiotic you can take that pretty much eradicates it. And sometimes they will give you a week, 10 days, sometimes even 2 weeks of a different antibiotic. But both are effective.
Yeah, I wonder, I was thinking about these movies that aren't for kids that I seem to see a lot of when I was a kid. And I was trying to figure what was a couple of things.
Your dad took you to Papillon when you were 7.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
God.
Papillon was a heavy movie. I don't know if you ever saw
I know
it.
the film. It's really heavy.
Yeah, it's super heavy. I mean, there's guys getting their heads cut off. It's really one of the most realistic and violent portrayals of prison that you'll ever see in a movie, which is really heavy for a kid to watch. And there's a nice gay scene in there, too, which is ultra weird when you're 8 years old.
Could you make sense of it?
Well,
Did you know what it meant?
as a kid, yeah, you don't know a felch from a queef.
Oh!
I really, not back then, I didn't. I was 7.5, 8. I didn't know that until I was 9. But,
God.
I mean, you didn't know, rim job from a hand job. But when you see another guy sort of lean over another guy who's like in bed and put an orchid in his mouth and then slide his hand down his belly and into his underpants, you get an idea that something's up. You're uncomfortable. You know what I mean? It's like you may not know what the gay relationship is, but you're weirded out. Believe you me. Oh, yeah.
Was he like a really tough guy, your dad?
No, he was a puss. Still is. Still is. World-class puss. He won biggest puss in North Hollywood 3 years. 79, 80, 78, 79, and 80.
Does he listen to the show?
No, he doesn't know when the show's on. He thinks the show. I called him the other night at, I don't know when. I was like, called him at like 9:15. He's like, doesn't the show start in 15 minutes? Like, no, Dad, it's not 9:30. He wanted to come on the show once. He said, how about I'll come on Friday night about 6 o'clock? I said, Dad, here's the thing. Show's not on Friday night, and it's on at 10 o'clock. Oh, he may have been on Eastern time, though. I'm not sure. No, he doesn't. He goes to bed at 9, so I say what I want. Pussy, my dad's a puss. See? Nothing. He won't call. Yeah, Papillon. But, the other weird movie growing up I saw, too, and there seemed to be a bunch of them in the 70s especially, Tommy, Tommy was a really weird movie.
Oh, that totally traumatized me. I saw that as a kid.
The Gypsy Acid Queen when you were a little kid?
No, it was the guy with the fiddling about,
Yeah.
that thing that was just like, oh my God.
That's right.
And I was really young, because I think my mom had rented it or something, and there was people over. And
You know, there's
You know what's fiddling about, Drew? Do you know that one?
No.
Uncle Ernie?
Yeah, Uncle Ernie.
The pedophile, Uncle Ernie?
Wow.
Torturing the kid?
Yeah, it was so scary.
You never
and
saw
poor
Tommy?
Can't defend himself.
Drew, you never saw Tommy?
I saw Tommy, but like I don't think I saw it through and through. I saw
you
pizza
were
with-
high. You were
no,
high.
I was like sick
You
at
were
home
high.
watching it or something.
Yeah, you were high.
But
you were sick from the bad
But yeah,
family.
even
Yeah.
okay. But even the kids' films had a weird kind of quality to them sometimes. You know?
I'm saying the 70s,
Yeah.
for my money, was one of the freakier decades.
Remember the
And
10,000 Fingers of Dr. Terwilliger?
No, no, now I know
What's
you're high.
that?
You made that up.
No, I did
That
not.
was like,
Somebody else back me up on this. Somebody.
Is that a
call-
Dr. Zeus, isn't it?
It was a kids' film about a guy.
that was your pediatrician
No,
feeling.
about a kid that hated his piano
Hold
lessons.
still a little, Drew.
Somebody call it.
Don't tell your
me they
parents
saw that
about the
film.
10,000 fingers. Don't tell Daddy.
But
Don't tell
that's
Daddy.
sort of the weird
More
implication.
candy if
behind
you
it.
don't tell Daddy.
Oh, my God.
You should be checking for a hernia at age 6. You never can start too early. And let me check that prostate too. Really? 6 years old? Yes, I must check.
Eric?
Mark, you're 17.
Yeah.
What's up?
My friends, there's 3 of them, and they're thinking of taking steroids because they want to get bigger for like sports and stuff. But they're all doing it for different reasons. And I'm trying to convince them not to, but it's hard. I mean, they're my best friends, and I don't want them to change attitude-wise or anything.
Well, so what do you want from us?
Just advice. What can I tell them to like scare them, to make them stay away from that?
Know that there's a lot of cross-addiction between steroids and pot and other stimulants like cocaine. So you might see if they're doing other stuff and talk about it in the context of them generally doing drugs.
Well, I've known them since elementary, so I don't think that they're
All right.
doing anything
Well,
like
just
that.
talk to them. And secondly, your concern about them having mood changes and personality changes is certainly very justified because people get very aggressive.
How old are these guys?
Like 17 or around there.
And sometimes very depressed, and if they're not depressed when they're on it, they get depressed when they come off.
What do they want to do it for? Football or something?
No, like they're all doing it for different reasons. One's doing it for wrestling, one's for basketball, and the other one for football.
They're different than football and stuff, Adam.
I said,
How dare you? How
Totally
dare
different.
you?
I said, what'd I say, gay porn? Turns out...
sports and football stuff.
Oh, and can I ask another question?
No.
I'm not done.
No.
I'm not done.
No.
It's about the same thing.
No. I just see how everyone likes it when you start everything with no. No.
So here's the deal.
No. No.
Come on, Adam.
No.
That's so
No. I had different inflections.
I gotta
no.
finish. May I finish?
No. All right,
finish.
go ahead.
So it can stop their growth. It can close their growth.
No.
rate. They can get liver disease,
No.
kidney disease,
No.
heart disease,
No.
strokes, hypertension.
No.
So it's a quite a
I don't know
range.
why I want to punch everyone. It just starts everything with no. No. It's like, listen, no. Yes, you idiot. It's exactly what I'm saying. Not no. Oh, I screwed the order up. So I should have said wrestling, basketball, football. I said football. I didn't have the order right.
Right.
No. I don't know why I want to smack everyone with a no to everything. It's a horrible habit. This whole country's in love with no. Every time I say something, so you just want to no, and then they repeat exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like as if, listen, only I can tell you what I'm doing. You can't tell me anything.
Right.
You say it, I'll say no, and then I'll repeat it back to you.
Well, they don't even hear what you say. It's just no. They don't even know they're repeating the same thing back.
Oh, really?
No, they just don't even. If you're saying it, no.
Well, what happened to
That's
that?
all they hear. Wah 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 wah.
Shouldn't you say like, well, these guys are taking steroids? What? So they can play sports, like for football or something? Yeah, sports basically. I mean, what's wrong with that?
No. It's wrestling and basketball and football.
Yeah, I don't know why it drives me nuts, but listen, I'll always get hooked on it. All right, tell these guys their penis is going to fall
And
off.
that's the other thing. Your penis won't work so well. I've seen a little chronic erectile dysfunction and fertility problems.
So
things like
that's true, eh?
I mean, get on the internet. I think there's a few athletes. I mean, here's the problem, Drew. You feel invincible at 17. It's a combination between invincible and I don't care.
Yeah.
Invincicare, I call it.
Yeah. I'm going to live forever kind of feeling. Yeah.
Listen, it's not I'm going to live forever, but if you tell people, hey, you may die at 50, it's like a big deal.
Yeah, 50. Huh. Who wants to live to 50?
Yeah, I mean, well, who cares about being 50 when your brother's buddy Kurt, who graduated 3 years before you did, is super old?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know that feeling when you're in the 11th grade and you're thinking about some dude that graduated like 4 or 5 years ago? He's like an old man.
Yeah.
And he's 22. So 50? You never make the 50. Your dad's 50. Impossible. So you can't tell him. You can't tell him any of that. I think it's got to be penis talk.
Yeah, just tell them that their dick won't work, and that should be enough.
No,
that's about the only thing to get their attention with. I remember looking at yearbooks from like the mid '60s when I was in high school, in the mid '70s, and thinking, "Oh my God, that's so long ago."
I know.
How did they dress like this? How did they look like that?
Drew, let's have some fun.
Okay.
Let's have some fun. Get ready with that cyanide tablet. You're keeping that one in your cheek. The one.
Yeah. So first of all,
I tell Drew to keep that in there in case he ever walks in on his daughter and her boyfriend's like going down on her or something. He just chomps down. He just bites. He bites on it and he drops right in the hall. Just plump. Just drops dead right in the hallway.
So here, I'm pulling it out. It's
okay,
wedged
so
back in the back of my tooth there.
You,
got it.
All right, so you graduated. No, forget graduation. No. You were in the 11th grade what year?
1975.
1970.
74, 75.
74, 75. Well, let's make it. So it's essentially
like Homer Simpson's year.
Let's say 10th grade.
Yeah.
Let's say 10th grade just to make it easy. In high school, 10th grade, 73, 74. Yes. So approximately 30 years ago. Yes. 28, 29 years ago. You're a senior like 26, 27 years ago. Okay? All right. Now,
I'm going to have a coronary.
Now just get ready with that cyanide tablet. That was 1973, 1974. So now let's go back 30 years from that. And now we're into 1944, 1943, 1944. In the 40s, World War II. Still not done with World War II. Right in the middle of World War II. I mean, got Pearl Harbor bombed in 41.
Think about that. Might as well have been talking in 1975. You might as well have been talking about something that happened in England in 1150.
Right.
It was that far away from us then.
So the distance of when you were in high school to now is the same distance from when you were in high school to the middle of World War II. Yes, that's right. Long before. I mean,
okay, here comes
man.
When were you in grade 10?
Let me get the pill out. Here it goes.
Yeah, bite down on it.
All right,
okay. I love that Canadian grade 10. 10th grade. 10th grade. Get it through your Canadian
10.
Skull. Your frozen Canadian skull.
You were there in 76?
Hey, dude, I'm not Canadian. I'm American.
Hey, guy, dude, bro.
Yeah.
I was in high school in 82. I graduated.
So your grade 10 would have been 79 for you.
How dare you?
79.
79, 80. Yes, that's when I was
So
in
for
grade
you,
10.
it would have been like 1950. Like Back to the Future year.
Right. No, 60.
No, 50.
Oh no, because I'm not 20 years away from my reunion, from my 20th reunion. I mean, listen, I'm not 20 years away. It's pathetic any way you slice it, but here's what I'm saying. I didn't graduate high school 20 years ago. Not yet. It's coming up, but not yet.
This year.
Yes, it is coming up this year. Right. So, okay, 20 years ago I graduated, and I graduated in 82. That put me to 62.
Yeah.
That's graduation. That's not the 10th grade. Yeah, 59, 60 would be... All right, anyway, we're going insane.
We'll take a break. We'll be back. Hello. This is your radio. LoveLine will be right back. Hey, yo, LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew over there. Taylor Hawkins is our guest tonight, drummer from the Foo Fighters. Met Drew, I'm guessing, through the MAP and recovery program. Would that be correct?
That's correct.
And here to
give a plug to Orange County, the movie that the Foo Fighters are on the soundtrack of, and tell us that the new Foo Fighters CD be out in a few months, maybe?
Yeah, probably middle of summer, maybe.
And what city? Where's Dave Grohl live? Does he live in town?
Not really, no. He lives in Virginia. He grew up in Virginia, and he lives there. That's it. We recorded most of this, all the drums and some of the guitars and stuff at his house. He's got a studio in his house, and that's where he grew up. And so he still really lives there. He spends a lot of time out here, though.
I guess if you're recording or doing tours and stuff like that, probably doesn't really matter that much where you live, does it? I mean,
You're out all the time. Yeah.
I mean, if you're like an actor or something, you got to live in L.A. or New York. But if you're going out on tour all the time,
yeah. I mean, if you're a studio musician, you obviously either need to be in L.A. or New York, or Nashville or whatever. But thanks, man. Oh, that's your water.
Yeah, that's like I got water in a stein with crap stains on it.
Stein of water.
All right, geez, you can't give me a bottle, Damien? You give me the fecal stained stein. Thank you. All right, it's a subtle power play Damien just did there. Let's hop back to the phones and talk to Mishi. Is that her name phonetically written there? Mishi?
Hi.
Hey.
I love you, Adam.
Love you.
Like, you're hilarious.
Is it Mishi?
Yes. It's a nickname.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
My name's Michelle.
Oh, all right. That's good.
Yeah. Taylor, you're so freaking hot.
Yeah, he's hot.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But, I mean, I do have a question, a problem.
All right.
Okay. Well, I've tried climax. I've never done it before.
Tried?
And, while I finger myself, I end up hurting myself. It just hurts.
Like with your fingernail or something, or?
No. Obviously, I don't have long fingernails or anything.
Obviously.
Yeah. We knew that from your voice.
Mishi.
Oh, no, I mean, I wouldn't try with, long nails.
Right.
But what is she trying to do?
Masturbation.
Oh.
Climaxing. Is she
trying to climax herself? Right.
And it just hurts. But, I've also had, oral sex done on me. And, that feels good, but it still doesn't make me climax.
Now you're 15.
It's going to take some time.
Yeah. That's all right.
But I'm scared because, it hurts. And is it supposed to hurt?
If you're not doing it right, it can feel uncomfortable.
Doing it too hard.
Geez, even I'm uncomfortable with my atheist sensibilities discussing technique with a 15-year-old. But if you're sort of raping yourself with a crucifix, it's going to hurt. But if you're just sort of diddling, it should be okay.
Maybe she ought to get a vibrator and try that.
Oh, she's 15, Drew. Please, how dare you? Try the tub technique. That seems to work pretty good for the ladies. The water from the tub.
It's cold or?
No.
See, let me explain the tub. The tub has two handles on it. One's cold, but the other's hot. And you mix them, and it makes a comfortable temperature. And then you get into that.
The producer Ann technique is lie in the tub and let the spigot pour right down.
That's right. Think of Adam.
Okay. Thanks. Oh, and Taylor.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I noticed that you were with Mimi.
Oh, that's my lady, yeah.
Hey, no, I am. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, well,
Well, he can be with you tonight if you work out that tub technique.
And now you're, still with Mimi?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
My name's Mishi. So
that's weird.
So therefore, next in the alphabet as you move through the...
Right.
Kind of like fate.
Fate.
Yeah, it's
Put
fate.
you two together.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, then.
All right.
Nice talking to you, Mishi.
Thank you.
All right.
Good luck.
All right. She's going to have to... I think it'd be important, although the sound-alike concept that she's based her life on is good, I'd say there's probably better ways to approach life.
Yeah. But at 15... There you go.
He's got a girlfriend named Mimi, and my name starts with an M, so I'm next in line, right?
Mishi.
Yeah. Everyone knows once you pick a name, you got to stick with it, or at least the sound alike when it comes to... You can't be dating a Sue and then move to a Carol. That ain't going to work. That ain't going to fly. All right, let's take a little break.
Here it is. Bottom line, sucks being single today. Tons of lame people and no decent prospects. Call the Dateline. Call the Dateline. Call the Dateline.
1-877-889-DATE. LoveLine will be right back. So get your problems ready. Ready.
Hey, yo, LoveLine. It's the best of LoveLine. Drew, where are you right now?
Scotland.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, how'd you wrangle that gig?
Yeah, I wonder myself. They took the whole family over there to hear me talk. Is that crazy?
Christ, they're not going to be able to understand you over there. All right, it is hour number 2 of the best of LoveLine, and we'll get things started with Nikki Sixx and Donna D'Erico. Hey, everybody, LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. It's Dr. Drew. Nikki Sixx is here tonight. Donna D'Erico is here tonight. Joe.
Hello?
You got a question for Nikki?
Yeah, I do. I want to know, I don't know if this is a rumor or what, but I heard that some of the guys from Motley Crue actually shot up alcohol, and I want to know if that's true.
Yeah, it's true.
What did they shoot up?
They being me and Tommy.
You were one of them?
Yeah. We were on a kind of on a cocaine run for a long time. We ran out of anything to come down from, or anything to shoot up or anything. And so me and Tommy decided that the way to come down, we were in the tour bus out in the middle of the country, was to shoot up alcohol. Nasty.
What kind of alcohol did you shoot up?
Jack Daniels.
And how did you do it? Like, how'd you know how much to put in there?
We just kind of filled the syringe and just did it.
And
we were out of our minds.
What did it feel like?
You know what? I was instantly drunk.
Oh, really?
Instantly drunk.
But
it was very bizarre.
You were pretty effed up when you did it, though, too, right?
Yeah, I was like all jacked up on blow, but...
Oh, I see.
How did you not get an infection from that?
I don't know.
Well, it's alcohol, Drew.
Maybe nothing would live in our bodies in those days,
Wow.
Well,
that's how people get heart valve infections, injecting weird stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what about it, Drew? I mean, what is the difference between injecting
Well, it does
and
get into
drinking
your blood
booze?
stream.
Yeah, but you're injecting... I mean, your body absorbs the alcohol and everything else goes out.
Right.
But you're
everything
putting
in
all...
there.
I
Right.
don't know what the hell
The
is in there.
impurities?
Not only that, whatever bacteria.
Well, it's charcoal filter.
I mean, if you injected water into your system, it would be a disaster.
It would?
Yeah.
All right. Well, look at him now. He just had the CAT scan.
I'm all
He's
good.
doing great.
It's all good.
He's a poster boy for injecting foreign objects into his materials into his bloodstream. So you injected yourself with alcohol, and you could immediately feel it.
Immediately.
Well, that makes sense.
And that makes sense, sure. And
that was kind of surreal.
and I want to talk about this a little more because I'm curious about the amount too, and if you felt more, because I'm looking at ways to stretch out a fifth. Basically,
I was just going to say you'd save a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean that's why drug addicts start using syringes in the first place. Is it saves
There you go. Marie,
Yes.
you're 24.
Hi.
What's up?
I'm just having a problem where I'm startled really easily, like even for the smallest things.
Drew, you should move to Holland soon.
Why? Nothing for
Your
me to do there.
Your kids are getting old.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
just hook up an ISDN line over there. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Marie, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just startled really easily, and it's not like if somebody just sneaks up on me and tries to scare me, but just in normal situations, like even at work, if my boss comes up.
Are you a trauma survivor of some type?
Scared the crap out of Donna, by the way.
Speaking of an exaggerated startle response.
Yeah.
Are you a trauma survivor, Marie?
Well, I was physically abused when I was a child.
Okay, well that's trauma. And do you ever dissociate? Do you go into periods of sort of where you freeze and you get frightened to the point that you can't sort of do anything?
No. I can still function. It's just...
I don't mean necessarily when you have a startle. I mean, do you have experiences where you just kind of freeze and dissociate?
Like when I'm interacting with people? Or
interacting with people or in a situation that seems overwhelming?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And that this is all sort of symptoms of post-traumatic stress reaction. Maybe not necessarily meeting criteria for the true disorder, but this sort of fluctuation between excessive hyperexcitability and startle responses, and then these freezing dissociative episodes, a real characteristic of that. So it's something worth looking into. Having survived physical abuse is a really serious thing. And
was there a lot of abuse?
Why would this have started so much later, though? Like, I mean, I'm 24 now. And
Oh, who knows?
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Oh.
But here it is, and that's what PTSD sometimes is. Some other stressor brings it out, or some relationship falls. Something you get
Who
more
abused
depressed.
you? Your dad?
My mother mostly. My dad's but mostly my mom.
What's her nationality? One of those
No,
wacky ones that beats on
we're
kids?
white as white can be.
Aha! Oh, okay. And she did a lot of beating on you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, a little therapy ought to cure that. Maybe about 15 years?
No, 5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
5 years.
hope.
5 years every day.
Mhm.
15
Okay.
every other day.
Do you guys know of any therapy places that you can go to if you're sort of in between insurance? I'm going to be starting grad school soon, so it will kick in then.
Well, wherever you're going to school, I'm sure we'll have mental health services. Right?
Okay, so just wait.
I'd wait till that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right, baby.
Thanks.
Yeah, good times, right?
All right. Bye.
Yeah. All right, everyone's a mess.
Good times.
And you know, who knows why all this stuff kicks in when it kicks in? But it's always interesting to me, like when I see these biographies, and you got like Donny Osmond up there, and
When he has his panic attacks.
yeah, and he's talking about the guy. You know, he was born on stage. He's doing 300 gigs a year by the age 8, and then somehow at age 39 he has to go out on stage and do Jack in his amazing trench coat, or what the hell show was it?
Technicolored cream coat.
Morris in his multicolored gauchos, or what was that? Something in his amazing Technicolor dream coat. Jesus. The point is he's in his dressing room and he can't walk out on stage. He's petrified. You know, he's having a panic attack.
He needs you to go in there and go, hey, get out there. If I have
Hey.
to wait here 1 second for you.
Hey, Osmond. Hey, Horse Teeth. Hit the stage. Let's rock. We got the Ice Capades coming in here on Sunday. We gotta clean up. No, what the hell's it? Joseph,
the amazing Technicolor.
Right. Here's my point. Why does this stuff kick in 35 years after the fact? You know, I mean, here's this guy on stage his entire life doing everything. I mean, the guy's doing a show with his sister when he's on prime time when he's 17, and
Usually,
no problem with it.
that kind of thing is usually depression.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that biology.
When he couldn't go out?
He's having panic attacks, but really the biology he's in is depression at that point.
Right, but I guess the question is why now, and the answer is who the hell knows.
Yeah.
But it's here.
Yeah.
So that lady that was on the phone just now, even though this stuff happened when she was a child, this reaction now when she's 24, that's still considered post-traumatic stress?
Oh, yeah, that's one of the more... addicts, this is what we're dealing with all the time. I would dare say most of my addict patients now, that's what they're trying to treat. That's what they're looking to really get relief from.
Kind of like Adam's saying, I just always imagined post-traumatic stress syndrome to be what happens immediately after.
There is that also, but there is very, very commonly chronic post-traumatic stress in people that are trauma survivors from childhood.
Mike?
Yeah.
You're 33?
Yes.
What's up?
Hey, not much. You were talking earlier when you on the radio that you had a vasectomy.
Nikki was, yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I'm going tomorrow to get mine.
Oh, yeah. Well, buy a bag of peas.
A bag of peas?
Oh,
Yeah.
frozen peas.
Frozen peas. It's very
Right
comforting.
on the nuts.
Yeah,
huh?
they kind of mold.
Yeah, a little better than
I was doing the vasectomy shuffle up and down the hallway.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to this at all. But
It's actually not that bad.
well, that's what I was curious about because the doctor they always have their viewpoint on it, and it always seems to be a little sugar coated. And,
mild discomfort is sort of code for you. Watch out.
I mean, you know what? I had myself so worked up. I was convinced this is the end of the world.
Plus, it was a little harder for Nikki because they had to really go on the hunt for one of them and go in a couple
I had
times.
one of the tubes was
wow.
What do you call
Couldn't
that?
find it?
Hiding.
Oh, yeah, I know there's some terminology for it. I don't know,
Yeah.
but he had to really hunt for it because if he didn't get it, and it was working.
Mm-hmm.
So I basically had 5 kids with just one tube.
Oh, really?
Shooting just on the right.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
see, I've got 2 and I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, and the worst part is the shot, and then after that, it's pretty much It's all good.
And how long you?
The smell of burning flesh is a little freaky, but
They cauterize it.
Yeah,
huh?
that's.
How long?
Well,
how long are you
they're
sore
not doing
for?
that. They don't want to cauterize it because the fact of the smell is it kind of nauseates the patient, so they don't do that. They just tie them and cut them.
All right there, Mike. Well, good times there, buddy.
So they just leave it in a knot?
No,
Tie it in?
cut and tie it with a suture.
Oh, okay. It heals that way.
Sweet dreams tonight, Mike. Sweet dreams, buddy.
Good luck, dude.
We'll talk to Jane, who's 33. Jane?
Hi.
Hey.
How's it going?
Good. What's up?
I'm having a lot of problems dating lately. I haven't been in a relationship for about 3 years. I suffer from paranoid schizophrenia, but I'm stable right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering, how would this affect anyone that I begin to date? And if so, how should I break it to them?
To
Without
women,
scaring them
women
away.
don't get this as much as men, do they?
I believe that's true.
Wonder why that is. I think we just have bigger brains. More can go wrong. 'Cause that's the way I always look at it. More advanced, more stuff to go wrong.
I see. More, yeah.
Jane?
Yeah.
I think if you're stabilized and you're taking your meds and all that stuff, most guys be okay with this.
Yeah.
It's more how you act.
Right. If they're already attracted to you and they're getting involved, I think it's reasonable to tell people that you're getting involved with, that you have chronic conditions or you take medication, that kind of thing. But specifics, I wouldn't get into until you really have established a relationship.
Really?
I think so.
What are you doing? Are you able to work?
Unless they ask.
Well, I'm trying to get back to working now. I haven't been working for a couple of years now.
How come?
I've been in and out of hospitals because of the anxiety and the panic attacks and the hallucinations.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear voices?
No, not anymore, I don't.
You're insane.
You didn't just hear that? Scared Donna again.
She had another exaggerated startle reaction.
Yeah, I used to freak out.
All right. So just get back and start dating.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, you're all right.
Okay.
Hey, maybe you find a guy who's got the same condition.
Well, I don't know if I want to find someone with the same condition, though.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want one of them losers, right?
Right.
All right, there, baby.
Okay, thanks.
I like that. Yeah, I like guys. I like when fat guys make fun of chicks for being fat.
Right.
Like guys like 180 pounds overweight, and it's like, yeah, she was okay, but her ass was a little big. It's like, hey, Lardo, Jesus Christ, look at you. I like when people do that. It's good though,
Why?
I don't know. There's something healthy about someone who's a schizophrenic not wanting to date someone who's schizophrenic because who the hell wants one of them?
It's acknowledging how difficult it is dealing with a chronic mental health issue, which is showing insight.
Yeah.
Rather than denying her own thing, it's showing insight that, this is a tough thing to deal with.
Yeah.
And one in a relationship is enough.
Now, see, for a guy, I'll tell you what's in it for a guy. He can get residual sex after he breaks up with other women by saying that he dated somebody. Like if you say you dated some chick and she was in a wheelchair and all that kind of stuff, I think it would help when you were single after that. You could get laid easier. You know what I mean? Like
I don't know if that would apply.
But Donna,
I agree. I agree.
You agree?
Maybe the wheelchair
Totally.
thing, yeah.
What
but
if I
I
came?
don't know about.
What if I came?
Well, you said you were with someone's a psycho. That's
Or what if
everybody
I,
in L.A.
Donna, what if I worked this with you? Like, what if I said, what if you were just single, let's just say, and let's just say Nikki, you just blew up, or something just combusted. It happens. It
Right.
happens to guys in bands a lot. Or that injection of
Yeah.
Jack Daniels
Went
took him,
wrong,
and
right.
we're single. And we meet up at some party or something, and I
Yikes.
give you this rap. I tell you, listen. Yeah, my last girlfriend, she cerebral palsy. And it was fine with me. A lot of people had a problem with it, but I loved her, and I didn't see the palsy. I saw the woman. And we broke up, Actually, it was mutual. And all that. You'd like me more,
Yeah.
would you not?
Okay, I admit it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever used that before?
No, but I'm going to start.
It sounds really worked out.
I know.
I
That's
totally-
the beauty
you're
of me.
right.
That's why I lie well. Things sound worked out.
You're totally right. But if you changed that to a mental illness, I don't think that same thing. I don't know.
Doesn't apply the same way.
I don't think so.
All right.
Because
Well, I won't
women are
do that.
so-
I'll keep
it's
it
about
I'll
physical.
keep it at the palsy.
Well, it's about Okay. But
Right.
I think it's more about impairment. About.
Yeah.
It's like if he can love her,
right,
and she's not perfect.
What's the word I'm looking
can
for?
love her.
Handicapped.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. All right, so that's good. That works well.
The handicap one, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
going
you know
over
it works
pretty
good too. It's like, yeah, a lot of people couldn't handle it because you had to use those kind of crutches, the ones with the thing that went on your
You
forearm.
couldn't have sex because their pelvic muscles
She
were
walked
too...
funny. Yeah, I mean, we could have sex, but it was rare, and it's only when she wanted it, and I'd have to go down on her for hours and hours.
And I was fine with that.
And I was fine with that. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause then you turn into the sensitive.
You'd get laid that night.
Yeah, a lot of guys, and it was, hey, I got to admit it was hard, and, a lot of guys wondered what I was doing, but I thought she was beautiful because I saw what was inside.
Oh, God. That would so work.
You're getting hot now, right?
There's going to be all these guys in bars tonight out there
Are
trying
girls that
line.
easy to figure out
Yeah.
and dupe like that? I
Yeah,
guess
but
so.
our listeners are going to be at bars going, she had cerebral palsy, cerebral palsy. She was a gimpo.
She was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, she's like gimpoed, whatever. Anyway, I didn't do her that much. So can I have some? they would screw it up. Jason?
What's up?
What's up?
I had a question for Nikki.
Here he is.
Hey.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Not bad. Actually, my question was, are you guys getting back together, you and Motley Crue? In the next future?
Yeah, coming to stage, blah, 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 blah. Britney, stage 5, Britney, stage blah, 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 blah. All right, guys.
We've talked about possibly doing a reunion / farewell / get it together one last time and crank it up tour, but no one's committed to it yet. Possibly next year, but I wouldn't hold my breath.
How's everyone getting along?
Tommy's doing his thing, doesn't get along with the singer. Singer's doing his thing, doesn't get along with the drummer. I kind of just don't really care. And my guitar player doesn't even, he doesn't ever leave his house, so I don't think he knows what's going on. So we're just sort of in a holding pattern. But you know what? After 21 years, it's a pretty cool thing to just be in a holding pattern right now. Yeah, it's been a long time. And I love the band, but it was feeling like the last tour we did, like we were working just to work. We were playing the songs just to play the songs. And I think until everybody really wants to come back and make it a really cool thing, we should just take our time and do other stuff.
Well, it seems to me, just as a casual observer, that Motley Crue has not gone away and probably got a little bit bigger just over the last couple of years. My girlfriend was reading the Motley Crue book and said she read it all in 3 days and couldn't put it down and was really into that. Always see some stuff pop up on a VH1 or something like that, behind the music and all that stuff. It was, would you say that Motley Crue was bigger in the year 2001 than they were in 1995?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of nice, right?
Yeah, it's definitely starting to settle into that, the history of the band. The music is holding up. And the book had a lot to do with it, too. When people read the book, they got to see multi-dimensions of what the band was about, not just musically and the partying, but they got to see what people's lives were about and what drove them to get to do what they did in their lives.
Yeah, she loved it.
Yeah, it's good, and we're making it into a movie. We're working.
Oh, you are?
We're talking with Paramount right now and MTV Films, and going to go actually do the big screen movie.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, maybe
with you guys in it, or somebody playing you guys?
No, Brad Pitt will be playing me.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll be playing myself opposite Brad Pitt.
No, that's negative. Now it'll be. I'll get a new guy.
Yeah. All right, let's take one more and talk to
so you got a thing for Brad Pitt,
Megan, who's 17.
You didn't know that, huh?
Yeah,
know that
seems
now.
to be sort of universal. That Brad
National
thing.
radio. Thank you,
Megan.
Minus
17.
the beard, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, you're 17.
Yeah, well, can I say hi to Nikki Sixx real fast and then ask my question?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, I think you're awesome. Your band is great.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And you probably think that's weird coming from a 17-year-old, but my favorite band is Aerosmith, so I guess.
Right on. Hey, mine too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah? You guys are awesome.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, they should get Aerosmith on there for a guest. But anyway, I had a question about birth control.
Done and done.
Done and done. Go ahead.
Okay, this is for Dr. Drew, but what's better, the pill or the shot? What would you say?
The shot is more effective in preventing pregnancy. In fact, it's probably responsible for the drop in teen pregnancies we've seen in the last few years in this country. I actually, however, for patients that I'm taking care of, prefer the pill. If you know you're the kind of person that can remember to take it.
The Depo-Provera shot? Is that-
Depo-Provera has a lot of side effects.
Yeah, I
and
used to take
and
it.
it bugs people, and their sex
hate it.
drive goes out. They get depressed. They bleed all the time, then they don't bleed at all. And people are not
A lot of complaints.
Yeah, a lot of complaints about it. It's all generally kind of mild, but it's a great contraceptive.
Okay. Yeah, because I have problems remembering to take pills, so I was thinking the shot
Well, then
was
do the
better.
shot. Then do the shot. There's a shot now also with estrogen in it, so sometimes can take care
What's
of some
the
of the
one
side
they,
effects.
they were putting it under the skin? What's that?
That's the
Norplant.
There's a patch now too. You can wear once a week. That Megan, be aware of that. There's a patch now.
Yeah.
So that's another option for you.
Let me just say hi to JP, who's been on hold for 53 minutes.
Wow.
Oh, that's nothing.
That's nothing. We had some 70s and 80s up there.
Yeah, thanks guys for taking my call.
Good. I just want to talk to you before we went to commercial and lost you forever.
really
You're 19. Your girlfriend used your brother or her brother's razor to shave.
Her gay cousin.
Her gay cousin.
Yeah, and she just found out today that her gay cousin and his boyfriend both have HIV, and they've had it for about 4 years.
Yeah.
She found out about this today,
And how long ago was the razor used?
a week ago. A week ago, she was taking a shower. Sorry?
These are all these sort of theoretic, is it possible kind of situations. Of course, if she cut herself and he'd cut himself, and insufficient, a small enough period of time had passed that the virus survive. And then what do you do a week later? Are there prophylactic treatments a week after the fact? Not really.
Well, I mean, you get the AIDS test, but that's not definitive for like six months,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
She needs to go talk to an infectious disease doctor.
What
Somebody
about
may-
the DNA AIDS test that I was using when I was doing gay porn?
Yeah, it's not a week, but you may be okay at a month or two with that one. But be that as it may, somebody may want to put her on some prophylactic treatment because it's clear that you can prevent transmission or
That means you
reduce the risk of
you may
transmission.
have it, you may not have it, but you get on this stuff.
Yeah.
That would stop you from getting
Somebody
it.
might do that, given this story.
Yeah, but also, it's not likely that she
likely.
got it this way.
I would think not.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be back.
LoveLine 1-800-LOVE-191. We'll be right back.
Hey, yo, Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Drew. Wilmer Valderrama is our guest tonight.
Yes.
He is from That 70s Show.
Miles.
He is Fez. I like that Fez voice.
Yes, you do.
It's actually a little distracting with his normal voice with an accent. The Venezuelan accent is like, wait a minute, it's not quite right.
Yeah, do people expect you to sound like Fez?
Oh yeah, all the time. In fact, sometimes they look at me and they're like, "Is that guy from the '70s Show?" And then they hear me speak, they're like, "Nah."
Yeah, but do you get like you got a lot of people requesting that you do like outgoing
Probably,
messages?
Fez medley.
Yeah.
I became actually good friends with Carlos Alasraki, who does the voice for the Taco Bell commercial, the Taco Bell dog.
Yeah.
And what was I gonna say? He did every single one of his friends,
answering machine.
Oh, sure.
And then once my friends found that out, they're like, "Brilliant, let's do the same."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Great." And then this time say whore. I'm like, "Awesome."
Yeah. A real filthy drunken Fez. And here's a Fez fan now, Brandy.
Hi.
Hey, you're 13. What's up?
Nothing much here. I have a question. Do you like being on the 70s Show?
Yeah, I have a great time in the show. All of us started really fairly new to the industry and to the show, so all of us became really good friends, like brothers and sisters, and we just have a great time working. It's a lot of fun. Everybody's really nice too. So it's a dream, really.
Think about the careers of each of the young people in the show. I mean, Topher came out of like nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
yeah, and it's not a bunch of jaded, burnt out prima donna sitcom stars that they're having to pay alimony on their fourth marriage
Yeah.
and they need a gig.
Yeah, we don't let any of that, diva
right.
behavior, like not. I think when everybody starts pulling something funny or whatever, everybody calls them on it. So everybody's just really grounded and it's just a great atmosphere. It's starting from the director David Trainer, who's I think he's been with us since the second episode of the show, so he knows the inside of every single one of the characters and all that, and then needless to say, every single one of the kids on the show just truly appreciates and respects each other's, jobs and as professionals, and we trust each other with everything. So it's become a great atmosphere, and the show is took off so slowly, and it's such a solid place now, and that's thanks to the fact that the fans stayed with us, and all that stuff, and we held it together, and we just had a great time still. So
yeah,
what do you like about it?
I like the writing. I like the people. I like the characters. Every single one of the characters are very different from each other. So, and somehow at the end of the day, they're still best friends, and they have their differences, but not to the point where like they're gonna.
See, what you don't know, Wilmer, is that Adam and I live with people like this. We live that 70s show.
That's great.
And
Yeah.
you think these characters are sort of over the top. We consider them kind of understated.
Yeah, they don't go far enough with the fashion.
Yeah, the fashion, the hair, got to go much further.
But I love being part of the team, and it's a great atmosphere, and the people like it a lot, and we're just happy to be. The reality is that we're just very happy to have a job.
And you mentioned the slow build part, and we were just talking the other night about how a lot of sitcoms they don't have time to breathe or develop or really transform into anything or find an energy about it. I think
Jeremy?
we're talking to Jeremy Piven about this and about his show Cupid that got canceled quickly. But some of these sitcoms, like I guess what I'm saying is in a way that I think the timing was good, because if that 70s show had been on ABC 4 or 5 years ago, it may have lasted a few episodes, may not have found the audience, and they may have pulled the plug, and we wouldn't be sitting here talking right now. You'd be back in Venezuela picking beans.
Exactly.
Right.
Tilling soil.
Swimming in
tilling soil.
floats,
Swimming where water shouldn't be. But I think it was good timing as far as what Fox was trying to do. They were starting to build, and they were probably willing to stick with it a little longer, put a little more into it.
Fox had a lot of faith in us, and we got changed from time slot, to time slot to time slot and time slot, and we were very surprised that the cult that was following the show and the audience were actually following us to every time slot, because that's basically what kills the show.
Right.
Switching to time slots, because people just forget about it.
I think shows that are targeted at younger audiences, they're watching it on TiVo and stuff anyway.
Well, I think they can move around probably
Much
more
easily,
than Matlock could have.
Right.
Because, the Matlock fans that are in their late 90s, early 100s would watch these, Murder, She Wrote, whatever. If it wasn't on the time they thought it was going to be on, they get pissed off. But it's like if their TV dinner shows up 4 minutes late, they get angry.
Well, that's the Diagnosis Murder crowd.
Right. Yeah, you ever talk to old people? Like, I'd get into this. Even my dad is now getting into this, where it's like you go, I'll come over about 8 o'clock. We'll do dinner. I eat at 6:10. It's like, all right, well, eat a late lunch. I'll be there. I don't eat at 8. I can't eat. It's like, you can't eat at 8 o'clock. I could eat dinner at 6 if I had to, and I could do it at 10:30. But when you get old, you get locked into that crap. I have pinto beans and Pepsi. I eat it at 6:08 every night.
Nice bowel movement at 6:32.
I have a firm bowel movement at 6:33. I contemplate suicide. I ask myself where my life has gone. And then I
medication at
take
7.
my Metamucil and I pass out in front of the 7 o'clock late news. Yeah, that's my dad's life. Robin?
Yes.
You're 20?
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, my question was basically when belly button piercings are supposed to heal. What's average?
I don't know that, but I do know that they are one of the most common sites to reject. And so if you get a lot of oozing and redness and that sort of stuff in that area, irritation, you may just be rejecting.
Okay. Would the sea salts actually help it?
No.
Really?
If you're rejecting, you're rejecting. You got to get it out.
Yeah.
And if it's been more than a couple of weeks and you're still getting a big reaction, you also get terrible infections. We've seen a couple bad ones.
I went to the doctor. They gave me Bactroban.
Yeah, Bactroban, if it's an infection, we'll take care of it. But if it's a rejection, that's it.
Okay.
All right?
Oh, and I had a comment for Adam.
Yes.
Okay, construction workers as opposed to truck drivers.
Mm.
Where are they?
It's tough calls. Construction workers are basically truck drivers without wheels. Same breed, just not as mobile.
Same guy?
Yeah, same dude.
Why are you asking, Robin?
They just had too many 502s. They got their license taken away.
They can't maintain.
They can't maintain, dude.
Or they don't like speed.
Why, you dating a construction guy?
No, I work at a truck stop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where are you calling from?
Kansas.
Where?
I'd rather not say.
I see. What do you do at the truck stop?
Just basically cashier.
What's a big moving product over there?
You seriously want to know?
Yeah. What do you sell a lot of?
Tourist stuff.
What's that?
Tourist things. Kansas magnets, Kansas keychains, Kansas this, Kansas that.
Oh, really?
Tourist.
Yeah.
You sell that to truck drivers?
Not truck drivers.
What do truck drivers buy?
Oh, oil.
All right. Life in the fast lane. All right, baby.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's quite a vivid picture you paint there.
Yeah.
Diesel.
Oil.
1040. All right, and what about, you guys sell those things that plug into the cigarette lighter? You know, the sandwich maker, the hot thermos and that stuff?
We sold a stove. Oh, we had a TV that had one of those.
Plugged into the cigarette lighter?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's quite reassuring to think of truck drivers watching TV.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
You wouldn't believe how many of those sell.
The TV that you plug into the cigarette lighter?
Everything that plugs into the cigarette lighter.
That's the point.
Yeah. All right, baby.
Thanks.
All right. Whew. She doesn't quite seem to know what we were getting at, did she?
Uh-uh.
All right, but why should things change? Jen,
Yes.
you're 20. What's up?
I'm 20. Okay, this is my problem. Okay, so I go out and with this guy I like, and we get drunk. We go out to, a club or everything. We get back to the house, and we're starting to have sex and everything, and he loses it. Is it just like a drunk thing, or is it me? I mean, I just don't understand.
Every guy loses it at some time or another. You're fat. And it's never
I'm not. I'm beautiful.
And it's
well, tell that to his penis.
And it's never happened before with you?
No, it's never happened before at all. And
well, it will happen again. Because,
it will happen again?
Yes, because men have eventually, some point in their life, this happens.
Yes, if you do not learn to douche, it will happen again,
it's not
Jen.
that I
Yes,
don't learn to
absolutely.
It's that. Is it when I'm drunk? Is it just?
Jen, not everything in the world has to do with you. Okay, let's start with that. And this is something that if it has anything to do with you, guys get a little bit anxious if there's some aggressiveness or.
I mean, it was a new thing. It was our first time ever,
Yeah, and maybe it was his first time ever.
You were drunk and you were getting on him, and he was getting a little self-conscious, and
that's it.
They had a little difficulty.
It's not a big deal.
No,
it's nothing
It's
to
not
do.
me. I'm not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, you were
Well,
there.
it couldn't be
That
me,
counts you out.
It couldn't be her. So.
Right.
It's
it's not.
embarrassing. And then he says sorry, and I'm just like, well, what's next?
Did you get angry with him?
No, it's not that I got angry. I was just kind of irritated. It makes you feel that it's your fault. But I'm guessing I've talked to other people.
See, Jen, this is the worst thing that can happen to a penis, which is Jen.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels bad for them.
Listen. Just listen to Adam.
It's their fault, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just listen to him.
Listen, you must be good looking.
I am.
Because you're such a pain in the ass.
I am not a pain.
Yes, you don't even listen yourself. Good-looking people don't have the ability to hear themselves.
Okay.
You understand that?
You tell Wimmer that Megan owes her a cigarette.
All right, I'll tell him.
Okay.
All right there, baby. All right.
Oh.
Gee. See, that's definitely the talk of a good-looking chick. It's all about them. They have no ability to hear themselves.
Well, they can't empathize with somebody else.
No.
Zero empathy.
No. Boy, what a pain in the ass she was. Oh, it's going to be great when she gets old and ugly. It's going to be great. That is the great equalizer. Yeah, it's great when God does that.
Soon.
Yeah, I'm going to call her back in about 15 years and just start laughing. She'll and it's very humbling for women too. That's what I enjoy. But you imagine with this drunken pain in the ass yelling at you and chewing gum in your ear, you might have a little difficulty with the penis as well, right, Drew?
Well,
even
I think
a passionate passionate man like yourself.
But the thing is that even her first hint of difficulty, she'd be on you, and that'd be it. Boom.
Right. All right. So anyway, happens to the best of them. He probably had a few too many drinks. All right, let's talk to Nick. Nick is 16. Nick?
Hey.
Hey.
I lately, especially, I've been having like really scary sexual thoughts and fantasies, especially directed toward younger girls, and it's really scary and disturbing for me.
Did something happen to you when you were younger?
No, and that's why it's scary for me.
Do you believe that you're likely to act on these impulses?
I feel like if I don't get help or something later in life, I might.
All right, so why don't you get some help?
Because whenever I try to talk to my therapist about it, he doesn't want to talk about it. He wants to focus on like other stuff.
Like what?
Like when I want to like kill people or like hurt other people in other ways, or like I'm antisocial or whatever.
So you have the diagnosis of antisocial personality disorder?
I've had OCD.
Because antisocial at 16, that's sort of a harsh diagnosis to be walking around with.
Well, it's not. I wasn't actually diagnosed as it. He just says like.
You have antisocial. You have antisocial features.
Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, just keep. I'm sure there's a reason they're keeping you focused in other areas. Again, it's about learning to regulate these feelings, and the way people are able to regulate these kinds of aggressive fantasies and aggressive impulses is by using other people, by being present.
Not killing other people.
No, by accepting the presence of another person's their system to attune to yours to help you sort of bring these impulses under control.
But Nick, you're in therapy and you're talking to your therapist about this stuff, and that's about half the battle. Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, does anyone want you to get on some medication?
I've been on lots of things, and none of them have really worked.
Okay. Well, here's the problem, and I know it's tough at 16, but this is, unfortunately, it's a long, protracted journey that you have to go on with this therapy, especially if you have serious problems. But you don't really have a choice, and it's not the kind of thing where you can try it for 4 months and go, well, it didn't take.
Right.
I'm moving on to killing and raping. You can't do that. You just have to stay with it. You have to stay focused on it.
It's going to be a long-term thing for him, just like if he had any other chronic condition.
Yeah.
You got to stay with it. If he had diabetes, he'd be seeing a doctor regularly.
Right. This is dialysis, right?
This is diabetes of the brain.
Right. All right. So stay with it, Nick, and stay with your therapist and keep talking to him. And if you want to talk about something that's important and he doesn't think it's important, then tell him it's important.
Right.
You can do that. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Willie Nelson has joined us here in the LoveLine studio tonight, talking a little about the bus, life on the road, having satellite on that bus. Woo-hoo! I've ridden in a few limos that had the TV set, but
they never work. Completely
useless.
Yeah. This is the VCR part. That's what they have it there for.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think so.
Well, what are you doing? Packing tapes with you?
Yeah, I don't know.
You're going out to eat?
Actually, my kids have brought tapes.
Those kids. Yeah. Oh, for now, the first with the treehouse, now the tapes, the Disneyland 10 times a year. Drew, you better start getting those kids prepared for life. It's going to be a big step down once they get out of that fantasy land they're living in. Start preparing them. Want to send them to boot camp over at my house?
Yeah.
All right, forget that. That's not going to work. That's a horrible idea.
Get on your knees, scumbag!
Yeah, I'll get up at 6. Forget getting up at 6 every morning. I'll just stay up until 6 every morning. I'll be in an extra bad mood when I go in the room and kick the door in and start smacking the garbage can around with the toilet bowl brush or big wooden spoon in there, yelling at him. Your last easy day was yesterday. You don't... All right. Let's talk to Brett, who's 43. Brett?
Yeah, good evening, Adam, Dr. Drew, and especially Willie. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. I've been a long-time fan of yours. When I lived in Texas, there was 3 shows of yours we had to catch every year. The 4th of July in Austin, New Year's Eve at the Summit in Houston, and then you do once a year this little show at Flores Country Store down in Bandera.
John T. Flores, right.
Remember that place?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's great. I got a question for you. First, I want to let Adam know I got a solution for your coffee problem you're always talking about. There's a coffee maker where it just brews right into a thermal carafe.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Oh, they're awesome. You just take the coffee outside. Anyway, Willie, you've been in the business, the music business, for so long.
Yeah.
What changes have you seen, and where do you see the direction going, and what's the chance for a young artist to make it in the business?
Well, we were talking about if what would happen if guys like, in country music, if somebody like Hank Williams were to show up today, how much trouble would he have? And I think, probably he might have a lot. Things have changed a lot since I went to Nashville. They're looking for different things. I'm not sure they're looking for the right things, but they're looking for different things these days. But I've noticed that music travels in a cycle, and you start out with the good traditional stuff, and then you start watering it down, and first thing you know, you don't have anything. But then it winds back around again, and supply and demand will get you back to the good stuff. So I would just advise you to keep doing what you're doing.
Where are we now in the cycle?
Right now, we're headed back to the good stuff.
Are we?
Yeah.
Great. What do you think of the modern country music now?
Well, some of it I like, and I don't know, some of it, again, doesn't really sound that country to me because, to me, country is a fiddle and a steel guitar. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? Music, now to me, that's country. And I think that's another indication of where the music is headed. I think a lot of the young people want to know where the roots are. They want to go back to the beginning and find out what they missed along the way and what brought not only country music, but all kind of music up to where it is right now.
Well, thank you, Willie. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you.
Adam, Dr. Drew, your screener, she sounds like a real hottie.
Yeah, she is. Pain in the ass, but good looking, this one. All right, Brett. Hey, thanks for the thermos carafe idea.
Carafe,
Yeah.
The coffee will never burn on you again.
Is this at home or here?
I'll pick one up.
Here?
I think he's talking about for home use.
Yeah.
But
you can brew your coffee and bring it in for the studio. The one that I've got will keep the coffee hot for 4 to 6 hours.
Whatever.
All right. All right, and what do you like? You like a French roast or like a Colombian roast? Or what are you into, Brett?
Oh, I like any kind of coffee
Okay,
as long
buddy.
as it's hot and fresh.
Thank you there. Take care of yourself. Thanks for the coffee tip. I do like my coffee. And here's the problem with coffee, and this is really the problem with life. Wouldn't you guys say this is the problem with life? You treat yourself. You grow up, my whole life I'm swinging a hammer for a living. I'm going to 7-Eleven. I'm drinking the watered down crap, the kind of coffee where you can see 4 or 5 inches down into the cup before you lose the vision.
Right.
And it's a bad 7-Eleven junk I'm drinking on the way to work, 7 in the morning with the crappy powdered non-dairy creamer in there and all that. Then I get a little older, I get a little money, I get a little refinement. So I get the whole bean, I get the grinder, I get the fresh cream, I get the whole thing. Now, that's great, but I'm horribly disappointed everywhere else I go now. And this is what life is. Is this not life now?
Oh, it's the trouble. It's all the way through. It's things like that.
Yes, whereas I used to, at a certain stage, look forward to the bad 7-Eleven stuff that I didn't know was bad at the time. Now it is wretched and has destroyed my day if I have to do that.
Well, Starbucks has just ruined everything,
Yeah, they're really, and that's what happened to country music too.
Yeah.
I blame that on Starbucks as well.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, is country music now? Is it? Has the video screwed this up? That everyone has to be young and fresh-faced, and the guys have to have big arms, and the girls have to have a tight ass. I mean, has that been a part of it?
I think maybe so. It's marketing. They want someone that looks good in the video. So you're probably right. It does have a lot to do with it.
And maybe the attempt of, it's interesting, and I'm trying to, I guess all music does this, but country, you hear about it all the time, which is there's constantly these acts that are attempting to broaden the country audience by not doing country music. It's sort of ironic. Like you're saying, well, Shania Twain, she's gonna take, instead of the country audience, she's gonna get everyone into country music by not really playing country music.
Right.
So it becomes sort of a catch-22.
Yeah.
Is the Dixie Chick in that sort of?
I like the Dixie Chicks
too.
in that they may not be playing. It may be a little more pop than it is country, but they do a fair amount of country stuff. And those chicks play those instruments. Okay,
yeah, they're
too.
good musicians.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's nothing sexier than a good-looking blonde wailing away on a fiddle. And the other one playing like a cider jug or a wash tub or something. I can't remember what the
That's
other one
kind
plays.
of sexy looking when they blow into those jugs.
And then they have to have those huge wind fans coming up from underneath them.
Blowing their dress up,
Yeah, as they blow the jug. Yeah. So it's like Ellie Mae from Beverly Hillbillies. I used to love it. I loved it when Ellie Mae would handle them animals, too. That's always nice, too, when a hot-looking chick is herding pigs, you know? Get on, get in there. That's exciting.
A bunch of sheep.
Yeah.
Wait for me.
Ellie had a whole bunch of animals and, ponytails. And
what is it about that rope waist belt?
That was hot, too.
Yeah, what is that?
Ellie had that
Why?
rope. I don't know. But it worked. It really did work. John?
Yes.
You're 34?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, the sad part is Ellie Mae is now 67, still got the rope belt, and is doing the country fair scene. That's when it gets a little scary. John?
Yeah.
All right, so 34, what's up?
Nothing much. Good evening. Willie Nelson.
Hello.
I just wanted to say a special shout-out to you. I love The Great Divide. It's nice to see that the Sheryl Crows, Kid Rocks, and Rob Thomases can give props to the original, the one and only Willie Nelson.
Thank you very much.
Because I had the opportunity and the pleasure of catching your show at a riverboat casino at the end of August up here in Washington State. And besides being a sellout, which goes without saying up here every time, the house was rocking, and your singing and your playing has suffered none. So keep it going, keep that bus rolling, and we'll be out there for you, brother.
All right, thanks.
We'll take a little break.
Okay, so I know there's nothing wrong with me. So what's up?
So I was like you, and I used to think that these Datelines were totally cheesy.
Why can't I meet anybody?
But I tried everything else and thought, what the hell? So I called the Dateline and actually met a cool guy.
I called the Dateline and I hooked up with some cool people.
Believe it or not, other normal people are out there looking too.
877-889-DATE.
1-800-LOVE-191. We'll be right back. This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for LoveLine is Ann Wilkins Ingold. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.